Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Today, our first speaker is Roseda Campbell, and she's a senior health leader, coach, speaker, possibility maker. And she's going to be talking on fatigue to fearless, how to overcome fear of failure in a changing world. Roseda is an energetic, innovative leader and speaker who's captivated by the mind-body connection with a particular focus on leadership, communication, and moving through change. Having worked in leadership roles in health and nonprofits for over 15 years, in addition to being a 5-time Australian Open tennis official, a karate medalist at the age of 34, Roseda has experienced her own work and health challenges, leading her to be a disruptive force in helping people and organizations thrive through change. Roseda has an MBA, postgraduate qualifications in health and health management and human resource management, and a bachelor degree in applied science, speech pathology. Roseda's skills as a master practitioner in neuro-linguistic programming and coaching give her a unique perspective on embracing change, overcoming fear of failure, and moving forward in life and business. Roseda will share her 5-step framework on how to move from fatigue to fearless in a changing world. Over to you, Roseda. Welcome.
Thank you. Okay. Have you ever experienced a time in your life when you've wanted something so badly, but you didn't get it? I want you to take a moment, close your eyes, and reconnect with that moment. That's it. Okay, open your eyes. Hands up who felt frustration, anger, disappointment. It goes without saying, we all make mistakes. We're human. Yet I have found it's our relationship with failure that is critical in allowing us to move forward. The word failure is defined as a lack of success in doing or achieving something. Many negative emotions are attached to failure: pain, shame, anxiety, embarrassment. Many do not want to go and feel that emotional discomfort. What if I told you that failure is an opportunity to get curious, a step closer to success? My relationship with failure started in primary school. I have memories of being bullied and having difficulty making friends. In high school, I found my voice. I had a great group of friends and ended up being debating captain of the school. I went on to study speech pathology at university and made the brave move to relocate to country New South Wales, where I knew no one for my first graduate position. But very quickly, the fear of failure arose. I was struggling to make friends as I had been seen as an outsider, and I started doubting my ability as a speech pathologist. Did I truly know what I was doing? As the years passed, I continued to work in disability and health. I was fully engaged to help some of the most disadvantaged people overcome their barriers and find their voice, whether that would be a verbal voice or alternative means of communication. I was focused on committing to something bigger than myself. I worked and travelled overseas, completed postgraduate studies in human resource and health management. I got married, had a secure executive job, we bought our first house, and we had 2 sons. I even umpired at the Australian Tennis Open for 5 years during my annual leave. Some would say I had an ideal life. Yet in 2018, all that changed. I started to feel exhausted, experiencing brain fog most days. My face became bloated, my skin dry and itchy, my hair brittle and thinny. I was putting on weight, even though I was exercising 4 times a week. I was struggling to finish tasks and I noticed myself yelling at my kids. I really had no off time. So being a health professional, I thought, I'm taking myself to the doctor. So I went and got checked out, had a series of blood tests, and was told I was possibly recovering from the virus. But 2 months later, things hadn't changed. And I knew something was wrong. So I went into research mode. I went back to the doctor, and after a number of consultations and testings, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Now, Hashimoto's thyroiditis is a common cause of hypothyroidism, which is an underactive thyroid. It's an autoimmune condition where my immune cells were attacking my thyroid. Commonly affects women aged between 40 and 60 years old. Now, most medical researchers believe that genetic and environmental factors work in combination to cause Hashimoto's thyroiditis. But the good news is that the prognosis is excellent with treatment. So I started the treatment. And even though I was feeling physically better, I still felt like a failure. I realized I was constantly stressed, trying to avoid failure in all aspects of my life. I was constantly in fight or flight mode. So I went, something's got to change. And I got curious about the mind-body relationship. I quit my executive job and enrolled in a diploma of modern psychology. And during that time, I learned so much about communication and the mind-body relationship that I never learned at university. I realized that my subconscious identity is created through experiences, beliefs, and interpretations throughout my whole life. And it suddenly dawned on me, I have control on how I react to situations. I have the power to change things. I just needed to reprogram myself to believe that. No matter what I do, I will always be judged by someone. I accept this. I can't control other people's beliefs or feelings. I will still experience life's highs and lows. I'm still going to experience anger or frustration, but it's liberating to allow myself to experience those emotions, to acknowledge and accept how I feel. I also recognized that I'd focused all my efforts on providing a voice for others. But what about my voice? I used to have a strong voice, yet it seemed to have disappeared in my busy life. If I do not let myself fail, I do not grow. I do not allow myself to explore what is possible in this world. I learned that the two biggest fears in human beings is the fear of abandonment and the fear of inadequacy. Fear was the number one thing that stood between what I wanted and achieving that action. And it was how I reacted to fear that was most important. What stories had I been telling myself? Was I more committed to fear than the quality of life and joy that I wanted? On the 19th of August, 2018, I tested my relationship with fear. I was in a stuffy sports stadium in Melbourne, surrounded by women half my age, ready to compete in my first ever Victorian Samurai Karate Championships. I'd been learning karate for 3 years, yet this was my first big competition. And I was competing in the individual kata. And kata is the Japanese word for a detailed choreographed pattern of martial arts movements. Thoughts of, I'm too old, I'm going to embarrass myself, flashed through my mind. I took a moment. I thanked my brain for trying to protect me and told myself, I'm not my thoughts. I closed my eyes and visualized myself doing the kata, my kids cheering on from the sidelines. I opened my eyes and the judges signaled to begin. I took a breath, announced my kata, and started. And in what seemed like an instant, I was a bronze medallion winner at the Victorian Samurai Karate Championships at the age of 44. You're never too old to achieve your goals. It's your mind's inner work that counts. In the last 18 months, COVID-19 has presented many challenges in my life, as I'm sure in yours. I completed an MBA whilst working from home and managing the demands of remote learning of 2 school-age children for 250 days plus. I've called out online workplace bullying by senior members of an organisation and was let go from a senior management role for not being the right fit. As a working mother, senior leader and speaker, my life is a juggle of glass and rubber balls. The metaphor of glass and rubber balls originated from Bryson Dyson, who was the CEO of Coca-Cola. The theory is that you can let a rubber ball bounce, you can pick it back up again. But if you let a glass ball go, it will shatter. And in order to consider whether a ball that I'm juggling is glass or rubber, I ask myself a number of questions. What is the long-term impact of dropping a ball? Who else will it impact? Should I even be juggling this ball? So to help myself and others manage their relationship with failure, I created the BALLS framework, 5 ways to move from fatigued to fearless. Just share my screen. So B is for be curious. When a crisis hits, we tend to go into fight or flight mode. Instead, we need to be calm and be curious. Why are you reacting a certain way? A is acknowledge. Acknowledge if the situation is in your control. Is it real? Is it perceived? Acknowledge and accept the emotions you're going through. L is for learn. Learn from the situation. Create a failure recovery toolbox. L is for list. List your ways to move forward. Create a plan and reframe the failure. And S is for steps forward. By taking steps forward, you are taking action. What is possible for you? I have now found my voice. I'm a senior health leader, speaker and coach, passionate about helping leaders and clients overcome negative thoughts and fears and maximizing their potential. Please feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn and Facebook to find out more. Thank you.
Oh, bravo, bravo, Roseda. You know, I have to salute you for sharing how our subconscious is related to disease. You know, the thyroid issue you speak of, the Hashimoto, is so commonly found in women, especially over 40. And no matter what disease you're going, there is a subconscious, and there are many other ripples that happen through your subconscious. And I just love your humorous approach. Like, it is courageous and yet a lot of fun. I just love how you got the word balls and the women empowerment theme. So bravo for that. And I would look forward to chatting with you more as we go on in the panel. And meanwhile, I want to present you something from our panel. Give me a minute. So the World United presents you the certificate of speaker to Roseda Campbell for being an esteemed speaker in the Global Transformation Festival 2021 Australia. And I present this to you on behalf of Dr. Yugandhar and Grandma Parisha. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I feel very honoured. Thank you.